Picture a warmly lit room where people gather around a sturdy wooden table to solve problems together. This is where the real work happens. Meet Dana. She manages operations for a local co-op, and she has a headache of a problem. Their system for approving invoices is messy, confusing, and constantly breaking down. She needs a way to untangle it. Hoping for a quick fix, she turns to an AI chatbot. She types 11 simple words, exactly the way she would type them into a search bar. How can we improve our invoice approval process? Seconds later, she gets a perfectly formatted list of advice. It tells her to automate manual steps and improve visibility. It is completely useless. It is the corporate equivalent of opening a fortune cookie when what you really need is a mechanic. Dana's mistake is very common. A regular search engine acts like a librarian. It fetches a document that already exists somewhere on the internet. But an AI language model generates a brand new document on the spot. If you ask it a vague question, it has to guess what you mean, and it fills those gaps with the most generic, average answers available. We need to stop treating this technology like an all-knowing oracle and start treating it like a physical hand tool. Think of a carpenter's chisel. A chisel is incredibly effective, but only if you know exactly how to grip it and where to apply pressure. Dana's results were shallow because her request was shallow. She hasn't learned the proper grip yet. To get real work out of this tool, you have to know how to hold it. A colleague named Marcus pulls up a chair next to Dana. He brings a simple method to fix the grip, a 4-part index card. Before you type anything into the AI, you fill out this card. Part 1 is the role. You assign the AI a specific job title. Telling it to act as a senior process analyst immediately changes the vocabulary it uses. It stops talking like a cheerful marketer and starts looking for bottlenecks, handoffs, and approval steps. Part 2 is context. This is where you replace the AI's generic training data with your actual reality. If you want it to evaluate your workflow, you have to give it your workflow. You paste in the messy reality of your specific organization, the actual written instructions, the interview notes from the staff, the real numbers. Every sentence of real-world context you provide pushes out a sentence of generic guesswork. You are forcing the tool to read your documents instead of relying on averages. Part 3 is constraints. Left alone, the AI will drift into topics you didn't ask about. You have to draw strict boundaries around the format you want and the topics you want it to ignore. This diagram shows the most important constraint of all, the honesty exit. A language model is designed to confidently complete a pattern, which means it prefers to invent an answer rather than admit ignorance. You must explicitly instruct it to say, "I don't know," if the answer isn't in your text. And finally, Part 4, cite your source. Look at how these yellow lines connect the findings directly to the original texts. You must include a strict command requiring the AI to point to the exact document, section, and line that supports every claim it makes. When Dana uses the card, the AI replaces those generic bullets with a table of specific facts. It flags that while the manual requires a second signature at step 4, her staff admit they skip it every single month just to keep up with the workload. By setting strict boundaries and demanding citations, you turn an unverifiable opinion into a series of checkable claims based entirely on your actual community. Skipping those constraints and source citations is a terrible idea. Let's look at what happens when someone trusts the tool blindly without giving it boundaries. Imagine a manager asks the tool to summarize a customer complaint policy, but forgets to provide an honesty exit. The AI, trying to be helpful, hallucinates a very plausible-sounding rule. It states that unresolved complaints escalate to a compliance officer within 48 hours. The manager reads it, thinks it sounds right, and puts it in their report. That completely fabricated rule gets presented to a risk nanny. Weeks later, an auditor goes looking for the 48-hour rule and finds that it never existed. The manager has to explain to the entire board that they put an invented process step into a governance document because they didn't verify the machine's work. Using AI to generate text without enforcing strict boundaries and citing sources is not a shortcut. It is a massive professional liability. Returning to a warm tone, let's go back to Dana at the wooden table. Because she required citations, she can easily open her original documents and verify every single claim the AI made. This is the real nature of AI-assisted work. Your job is no longer to produce the first draft. Your job is to act as the auditor who verifies that draft. This time comparison graphic shows exactly why this method is so powerful. Reading and highlighting hundreds of pages of interviews manually takes roughly 20 hours. The AI pass takes about 45 minutes, leaving you to spend 90 minutes spot checking the quotes and claims. Those 90 minutes of checking are not optional overhead. They are the core of the work. You trade days of tedious reading for a focused afternoon of rigorous auditing. The tools are ready. The method is clear. The only thing left is for you to pull up a chair and do the work.